And then when we got to the last island, we ran into an injured owl, and we carried it out. So if people refer to that video, it's kind of cool because you can watch that video and look at how we're talking about hunting, and then go to the Owl Island 9-pointer video and see how we hunted it, because it shows all the hunts. It shows them briefly, so it's not boring, but it shows all the hunts. So you see how we hunt it down. And I started on one end, and I hunted in there with Dave, and we saw like eight deer. I mean, it was a zoo. And the one thing that it really makes you realize too is that time frame, and I say it in the video, that time frame of the first couple weeks when the season opens in Wisconsin, which is, like early to mid-September, when you have an acorn drop year with white oaks that's got a good crop in the swamps, that is better than rut. And a lot of people raise an eyebrow to that, but I always see more deer. I always see bigger deer, and I don't see any hunters. The one hunt I had 8 deer come in. The next one I had 25 deer in one spot come in. It was incredible. But I didn't get a deer I wanted to shoot come in. And I did put a camera out there, a regular camera, not a cell camera. I put a regular camera out there on one of the islands when we scouted. And I got a whole bunch of pictures of bucks and a couple shooters, but there was one that I had some interest in. It was a big 9-pointer, but there's a couple real wide, older, short tined 8s that look pretty cool. And we started hunting these areas down, and I never got eyes on that 9, but I was seeing everything else kind of. And then one day, James wanted to come with me, and it was going to be his first time out there. And we were going to go hunt his backside that we had not been to. We hadn't even scouted, because our scout ended early when we found that owl. But we were going to go sit these points. And Eric had hunted back in there already, and he had seen a buck and a doe, and then had something else moving they didn't see. And he thought that we should check that area out because it didn't really get hunted too heavy. So we were headed there, and then we weren't seeing a lot of sign along the way, and checking some spots. We were kind of running out of time. And James says to me, Dad, I'd kind of like to hunt that spot where you saw 25 deer if you're not going back over there. I said, all right. There's an island over there that I didn't get to either. So I'll go to the island. You go to the 25 deer spot. And so we went over there, split up, and he went in there. And just as the deer started coming out around me, my phone starts buzzing like somebody's trying to call me. And I look down and it's him. And I know there's only one reason he's calling me.
Sure.
So or not, I answered it. And he said, Dad, I shot one. And I'm like, what'd you shoot? He goes, looked like a big wide 8. He says, I think it was one of those short tined 8s you're telling me about, So I'm like, all right, I'll get right down and come over. Because, we were way back, So I get down and I go over there, and he's waiting for me at the tree, and he says there's blood all over the place. We go to where he shot, and the arrow's laying on the ground. And there is a puddle of blood like you wouldn't believe. I can't really show it on YouTube, or they demonize me, right?
Sure.
So I look at the puddle of blood, and I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot of blood. And I said, did the thing just stand there when you shot it? He goes, no, it bolted. He goes, it mule kicked and bolted. I'm like, man, you must have popped the heart. And he did.
Yeah.
The heart was severed in like 3 pieces. So the deer only got like 40 yards. And when we get to it, one half of the rack is sticking up out of the brush. And even from a few feet away, I'm like, that is the 9-pointer. You shot the 9-pointer. He goes, I didn't see the 9th point, and pull it on. And it was pretty cool until we had to drag it out of that place.